Oh, look at that. It's Tuesday morning. So, it's very quiet today. There's the road that goes up into the subdivision. Goes all the way up there. There's some land here and it's for sale. Well, it was for sale, should I say. It's around 425 square meters. So it's all the way over here. All the way back into the corner over here. And all the way down the side of this house. So they had some people here the other day with a high vis, and they were measuring out and they were ripping all the undergrowth that was against the wall and the trees and that. But somebody's going to be building a house there. So it's a nice plot. You got the hotel there. Got a place here that does dogs. Hey. Hey, Kuya, ¿cómo está?
Mabuti.
Mabuti, ah? Bulana. And they got, so it's here, and this is, let's have a scroll around, shall we? So I'm standing in the middle of the road, there's the hotel, that's where I live, down there on the left hand side. And you got houses here, and then you got big places like that, so that goes for around about 8 million. But I think that land, such security guard said, sold for 11 million. Got to remember, you're in the heart of DAVAO city, so it does become expensive when you're living in the heart of the city. Downside for me will be longevity. 10 years time, pollution here, traffic here will just be a nightmare. So that's the thing. Hey, Kuya, ¿cómo está? Hey, mabuti, huh? Also, security guards. That's where I get my information from. Salamat. Take care. Take two. Yeah. They're digging up the road. So they've dug up the road this way, and they've made it a single. Punched all these holes in the ground, and then up here, they've repaired the road. But I need to dig it up again to put the drains in, because they haven't put the drains in there. Take 3. So in a taxi, just been down to Price Park to get some lunch, and no Pellegrino. Get used to that, don't you? I normally have chicken mash salad with a coffee and a Pellegrino, so no Pellegrino, and no chicken with the chicken and mash salad. So now I'm going back to SM Langen. So I said to the girl, I said, what's going on? Has Mindanao run out of chickens? Just, you just, some things just drive you crazy, don't they? Just drive you crazy. So now we're going Torres back to SM Langen, and we're at Bahada. So if you're ever travelling around DAVAO, there are certain times of the day where you don't want to be travelling in Bahada or Matina or JP L'Oreal midday and 4 o'clock in the afternoon, because traffic in DAVAO is getting worse. Not getting better, it's getting worse. And they built these ring roads around DAVAO, so you've got Diversion Road, Coastal Road, you've got all these slip roads, major roads that have all been opened up. But everybody uses DAVAO, JP L'Oreal, or they use the boulevard, because they are the two roads to take you through DAVAO. You can go Diversion Road, which is up by the airport, but up there it gets crammed because everybody's going to the airport. Take 3. Take 3. Oh, very, very nice. Tempura shrimp. Okay, banking. Let's just turn around and cut. I nearly fell over there. Let's just cover that off, shall we, today? As of the 1st of July, if you've got a deposit account, or you've got a timeshare account, or you've got any savings account in the Philippines, okay, and you are getting interest on your principal, as they call it here. I turn around and call it your lump sum. So if you've turned around and got 100,000 peso in a bank account, or you've got $100,000, or you've got 100,000 yuan, or yuan, or you've got 100,000 Singaporean pounds, or you've got whatever it is in a bank account, or a timeshare, or a deposit account, it earns interest. As of the 1st of July, that you will now incur 20% tax on your interest that will be taken out automatically by the bank, paid to the government. Now, the reason behind this is to bring the Philippines in line with all of the other countries in the world that charge tax on deposit accounts and long-term time deposits. Now, I've got a deposit account in another country, and I got a time deposit in another country, and I do not pay tax on the interest that's on my account. Strange, that one, isn't it? Really? But as they say, only in the Philippines. So there are lots of people yesterday on Facebook doing the chica chismes and having a go, saying there's no point putting money into your bank account in the Philippines to save, to grow your account. So turn around, because the government turns around and takes 20% of your interest. So interesting, that one, isn't it? Take 4. There we go. Right, eating out. Now, I've been here for a few years, and there are certain criteria I place when I eat out. I see hundreds of vlogs coming across my channel, and they all turn around and, well, most of them turn around and say, you can eat at this place, you can eat at that place, you can eat at this place. And I've been to these places that are being recommended because I want to see what they're like. And 9 times out of 10, me and Annie are ill, so we don't go back. The worst one was when we were down Torres one day, and Annie ate, and within 20 minutes she was being sick in the gutter outside the restaurant because there was no toilet or washing facilities in the toilet, which you need to ask questions. If they've got no washing basins and they've got no toilets, what do? Do they go outside and have a wee, or do they go poo-poo round the back like you see sometimes? So a rule of thumb from me, and it's because I'm retired here in the Philippines and I don't want to be ill, yeah? I don't want to be giving my money to a hospital to get me better, so I look after myself. So rule of thumb is, if I find a restaurant like the one I'm in today, clean and tidy and the food served hot, and they got toilets, and I check the toilets and they're all clean and tidy, they're not stinky, and the food cooked to order and it's not, I'll go back. I will frequent that place more. If I turn around and I go to a restaurant and it's cooking to order but the food is cold, then I don't go back to that either. I've got to have hot food that kills the bacteria in it. My stomach is not the same as a Filipino. My stomach is not made out of steel and I can eat anything. No, as you get older, you end up with having, oh, look at that. That's unbelievable. Oh, look at that. That's done. Sorry, I digress. I've just seen a Mercedes 1983 280 4-door in yellow. Cracking car. Absolutely stunning car. That's when you could blow up a Mercedes and it will still run. Not like that plastic stuff they've all got now. Anyway, I digress slightly. Now, you can go to these all-night markets and people go, oh, yeah. But the thing is with an all-night market is they're cooking the food in front of you. So you're seeing it and it's hot when it's delivered. The rice might be a bit dubious because it's cooked somewhere else and brought in. But the food, the shrimp, the tuna and the chicken kebabs, the chicken skewers, the pork, it's all cooked there in front of you. Okay, so I do like the night markets and I will eat in the night markets. What I struggle with the night markets is because my eyesight is diminishing. I can't see the potholes or the cracks in the pavement what I'm walking on. That becomes a problem with me. So I end up walking slowly, which then pisses people off behind me because they want to go where they want to go and I'm like walking like a doddery old geezer. So night market food wise, good for me. Cook to order restaurants, good for me. What isn't so good is these all-you-can-eat buffets. Okay, now all-you-can-eat buffets they do for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. They start at 299 pesos. That's 300 300 peso, and 300 pesos about £4 or about $6. The drinks are oversweet and the food sits on these dishes for hours, making me ill. And they're the places I don't go. When you've got seafood chop suey, or you've got chicken adobo, and you've got pork humba, and it's been sat out. And I went to a restaurant a couple of weeks ago in Digos. They put it all out at 10:30. When I went to eat at 1:30, it was still there. There was no little heat lamps under the chafing dishes, so I left and I went somewhere else because I don't want to be sitting there. It all looks great, don't get me wrong, it all looks great, but it's out there with all the flies and all the mosquitoes and all the bugs and all the dust and all the other, people coming along like me, coughing all over it and spitting all my diseases and bugs and germs all over the food that sits there. I look at it and I was like, no, it's not for me. So, if you're coming, or you live here, and you're going out, and you're old like me, make sure you set parameters of where you want to eat and what you want to eat, and don't compromise. Annie, God bless her soul, goes to school. And she comes out of school and she eats the barbecue chicken, and she eats the quack, and she eats the chicken feet, and she eats all of this street food stuff, yeah? These little flour balls like that, they've got a sauce all over the top of it, but the sauce has been sitting there 1 or 2 or 3 days, getting hot, getting cold. Where do they wash their hands? In the water on the side of the street. They've got no running water, they've got no sanitizer, they've got no hygiene protocol, they've got no tissues and that, and you'll see these guys in little silver dishes and they put all these floury balls and sprinkle all this sauce over it and all these onions. They'll eat it, and then he comes home and you can hear her stomach going. It's like a 125 or a 175 Honda trying to start, and then an hour later she's in the toilet for 3 hours. But she never blames the food. It's not the food's problem. Okay, well, how do you get the bugs inside you, Annie? So, yeah, so that's number 4 for me today. Take 5. Take 5. Okay. Safety. How do I feel about safety in the Philippines? Well, as long as you don't go out of your way to upset people, you will feel safe. However, if you're a loudmouth, chopsy, argumentative foreigner, you will get the wrath of the local people. Now, there is crime and there is an unlawful element within the Philippines. Now, there is a big thing going on at the moment about Isabong up in Luzon, because they were doing cockfighting and they were doing illegal substances, shall we say. And it ended up confrontation between 2 or 3 very rich and wealthy families up on Luzon, and they've arrested a couple of people, but now they are spending a lot of time on Lake Taal, Taal, which is near Batangas and Talisay, because they're finding bodies weighed down with rocks in Lake Taal. Now, Lake Taal is a poisonous lake because it's part of a volcano. It's got sulphur, it's got gases and all sorts of stuff. So they reckon it's going to take 2 to 3 years to search the lake to find all these bodies. Well, they were looking for maybe 2 or 3 bodies that are related to this Isabong and these illegal substances, but they found more than that. They've uncovered something that's a bit bigger. What should I say? Really big. Really big. So that happens. Now, I live in Mindanao. Now, a couple of weeks ago, there was somebody here having an argument, a local and a foreigner, about money and about land. And this was over the other side of Tagum. And the foreigner got shot because he bought the land, he put the fences up and everything like this, but then people next door or people just down the road didn't agree with it, so they started arguing with him, and he started arguing back. Instead of being nice and going to the barangay captain to find out what the issue was and try to resolve the issue, he no longer lives. So there we go. Now, there was another incident regarding a girl in Cebu, and she was a graduate at the university, and she was living in a house, and her parents went away for the weekend, and some youngsters broke into the house and bludgeoned her to death with metal pipes because she stumbled across them. But nothing can happen to those youngsters because they're under the legal age for prosecution, because they're like 14 and 15. So you have to be careful, you have to be aware. Yeah, there will always, as you get older, like me, as I get older, I become less fit. I don't have the strength I used to. But there are always people at the bottom of the tier that work out in the gym, and they all turn around and flex their muscles because they think that bullying is the route to take. So what you have to do is you have to get out of the way, shut up, and don't raise subjects. Definitely do not tell people where you're living. You know, you can go to the barangay, no problem at all, and you can go to the subdivision. But the subdivision, well, I live on a subdivision, you've got a gate, and I turn around and I tell the guard who's coming round, and if he doesn't get anything, then nobody comes to my house. Even when I turn around and I order food, I'll turn around and go out and tell him that food's going to be delivered from this place to this place, and he'll ask the question, and he'll come round. Well, I hope he asks the question. But do I feel safe? Yeah, I do feel safe. Yeah, I do feel safe. I used to feel quite uneasy walking around London, certain areas of London, before I came here, because of ethnic minorities and, different countries and different people that have moved out of countries. because those countries were war zones or there was hostile environments. But those people bring that hostility with them, don't they? They come in. They don't come in, you know, all clean and all tidy. They bring all that baggage and that crap with them, and that annoys me. So that's what happened. That's one of the reasons why I left the UK. So safety, yeah, I feel good. So that's take 5. 5 and 1 is 6. Take 6. Let's talk about money. Okay. If you're going to be coming to the Philippines and you're worried about how much money you need, just look at the government website. If you're a single guy, they estimate you can live here on $800 a month. You can watch all these other vlogs out there and they'll turn around and say to you, you can't live on $800 a month. Well, I know people that live on $800 a month. I know. But if you're with a partner, they turn around and say you need $1,000 a month. So if you look at the interest, the exchange rate at the moment, the dollar is around 52. So it's dropped a long way in the last 5 months. And you get less for your dollar in peso now. However, in the pound, my pound is up at 77 peso to the pound, not 52 to the dollar, 52 peso to the dollar. So the pound is stronger and I get more on my return. When I first came here, I was getting 66 peso to the pound, and I did all my math before I came here on 66. And as it worked out for me, yes, okay, but I'm not a barfly. I'm not I need a big house. I'm not I need a car. I'm not I need to be traveling and staying in expensive houses and expensive hotels and expensive resorts. And this is all about me, okay? I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. And my money lasts me 4 to 5 weeks comfortably. Me and Annie. That's me paying for Annie's school, that's me paying for her books, that's me paying for her tuition, that's me giving her some money every day to go to school and from school in a taxi, because I don't want her finishing school at 11 o'clock at night and she's got to get into a jeepney which stops running at 9, and then all of a sudden she's on the street. Okay, that's me. There are people I know here that live on less. Okay, there are people that live on a lot more. Okay, but do I live like a king? No. Can you live like a king in the Philippines? Yeah, you can live like a king, but you'll be poor faster than you being a king, and you'll be going somewhere else to go and live. Yeah. Is the Philippines for you? Lots of friends of mine say yeah, but on the flip side, lots of friends say no, and they've moved to Thailand, and they've moved to Cambodia, and they've moved to Laos, and they've moved to Vietnam, they've moved to Nicaragua, they've moved to Costa Rica. It's what you, as a person regarding money, cherishes. I do not want to be seen as a privileged, rich, white foreigner. I eat 1 meal a day, I go out every day, I exercise every day. I don't go to the gym, I don't pump iron, I don't run on a treadmill, I don't throw dumbbells around, I don't cycle on a push bike or a, racing bike, I don't swim miles and miles and miles, I don't do any of that. I walk, I get out in the sunshine, I eat modestly, I eat within my limits, I make sure the food I'm eating is fresh and freshly cooked. So my money covers me and Annie. It covers me and Annie. So money-wise, you want to come here or you're thinking of getting out of the rat race, do you want to be sat you know, getting up 8 o'clock in the morning, 7 o'clock in the morning, getting something to eat, getting in your car that's costing you $600 a month, or $600 a month, or £600 a month. Are you wanting to turn around and live in a house that's costing you $1,000, $2,000 a month? Do you want to turn around and, you know, buy clothes from a supermarket that is made in a third world country like Bangladesh? This t-shirt here, Marks and Spencer's, it's made in Bangladesh. Okay, in the UK it's $20. Here yesterday, $4. I waited for the sale and then I bought it.